Is Dr. Charles Turner, and we're on some farmland that isn't too far from the chemical works at Hauxton, or the ex-chemical works at Hauxton, and apparently the farmer here is not allowed to grow any of his strawberry plants here. Tell us a little bit more about it, Martin.
In the 1990s, Peter Elliott, who now grows asparagus in fields at the far end of the village, away from the factory, was nominated the Young Smallholder of the Year by Tesco because of the fantastic crops of alpine strawberries that he grew on this meadow and on the continued meadow the other side of that windbreak over there. And at that time, quite suddenly, the strawberries plants started showing dieback, and not only the strawberry plants but also bindweed and nettles and thistles and so on in the vicinity. And we realized that there was a very serious problem of something was poisoning them. And when we put down boreholes, the water absolutely stank, and it was clear that there was a major chemical contamination problem in the groundwater of this field, and the chemicals were those that were being produced by the factory. The result was that when ADAS, the Agricultural Development Association, Agricultural Development Advisory Service, which was then a government organisation, came and inspected. They banned using this land for any form of food. So quite suddenly Peter's whole income stream was cut off, and very fortunately he was able to get hold of land and grow a different crop more suited to that land at the far end of the village. But this land has been sterilised ever since, and indeed, if you walk around the edges, even now you find that the trees and shrubs, the leaves are all contorted, and that many of even the deep-rooted ground plants are obviously not normal, so that this land is still seriously contaminated, and that was 15 years ago at least that this problem developed, and it's not getting any better.
Okay. What have the local authorities said about this? Have they had much to say?
They didn't really want to know. There were two organisations involved, the Environment Agency and South Cambridgeshire. There were reports, of course, when it went to the law, and there were reports made and investigations which showed the contamination of this land, but the local authority who said, oh well, this is South Cambs, said, oh well, we can see that the groundwater's contaminated, but to designate it contaminated land, the soil has to be contaminated. But when they went out to do the tests, they didn't do the right tests. So they have constantly said, oh well, this land isn't our problem.
Right, okay, that's typical of South Cambs though, I have to say. But look, thank you very much indeed for that, much appreciated. Well, here we are. This is one of the many boreholes actually around Peter's farm that has been sunk, and if I just take the top off of this, if I can, and oh goodness gracious me, let's just take that off and have a sniff of that. Oh, that is absolutely vile. It actually smells of horrible agricultural chemical. That is disgusting. That is the problem here.